Okay, what's happening, fam? Welcome back to another session here. 20 minutes left for the CPI data. Looking forward to host you today. My name is Lorenzo. I'm your co-founder of the Limitless Trading Academy. I'm here for you on a day-to-day basis to discuss the best possible setups with you today. A lot of people in the chat here already, I can tell. So let's dive straight away into the charts here. Let's not waste any time for what we have to offer. Okay, CPI data coming out. 3.1% expectation again. Lower than expected. I have a feeling that we're again gonna see potentially a lower outcome, and the reason why is because I feel that they want to drive inflation down as much as possible towards the end of the year. Okay, last month, this is from November, January is coming along, December is coming along here. We have to make sure that inflation comes down right now because that will look better, all right, for next year. However, same thing as last time with the NFP here. We have literally no idea, so we have to just observe and see. I have a couple of really solid setups, which I think personally could be extremely useful for you guys in a second here, including gold and everything that happened previously with the news as well. So we're going to talk about everything here. Before we continue, let's see what we have in the chat. We have 15 minutes for the CPI coming here. We make sure that we have the most important setups discussed. All right, we're going to talk about gold today, the Euro USD, the Australian dollar against the US dollar, and the dollar Canadian dollar for our forex traders as well. Gold is going to be the most important chart of today. Okay, let's see what we have here in the chat. Snowfall, what's happening, brother? How are you doing? Well, good to see you. Yes, sir. Abby, amazing. Light Haze, as always, man. It's a pleasure to have you here. Maria Gonzalez as well. Good to see you again. Ivy, good to see you. What about the CPI? Yes, we're going to talk about this in a second here. Crypto Pro Trader, yes. So if you're interested in crypto, subscribe to our new channel. I will be streaming live cryptocurrency on my new channel, The Limitless Crypto, after this session here, okay? But let's start with gold first. All right. There we go. Liam, good to see you as well. All right, dollar, number one, super important. We have to hurry up here. We don't want to miss the CPI, okay? Super important, dollar. Weekly resistance, okay? We talked about this previously already. We talked about it a week ago already. That same level has not been broken yet. Apparently, we're unable to break this particular zone, okay? We're talking about the 104.25. Same old level, same old story. We are able or we are unable to break it, okay? So what happened was the last week, the last Friday during the NFP, we shoot up, again, reaching that resistance one more time. But still, we did not manage to break it, okay? We're now pulling back up here. We opened the market bullish yesterday. We flipped today, okay? So we see price dropping already here. We're talking about a key level of the dollar index right here, okay? As you can see here, we have been facing some resistance before, some support, right now turning again that same level in resistance. So this key level, absolutely important to understand, okay? The 104.25, write it down. That's the level. If this gets broken, I think we could lead to continuation. If this gets rejected and we start flipping and breaking below here, I think that could lead into continuation to the downside here, okay? So that's why we use these key levels to look at just simply higher time frame key levels. If you know that that gets broken, we usually expect a continuation happening for the dollar here. So weak dollar, in my opinion right now, looking at what we're currently seeing here on the weekly. Now let's go to the 4 hour and let's go to the lower time frames as well, okay? Very important stuff. We have this particular zone, all right? We are already dropping at this particular moment. CPI is coming, okay? Could we expect some sort of bounce? Maybe, who knows? We could see something happening around this particular low. We are there right now at this particular moment. We're going to talk about gold in a second. It's going to be extremely relevant based upon what we're talking about right now here with the dollar. So this is important here, okay? We have this particular range right here. We got rejected once, twice. We took out the previous highs here. This is crucial, okay? We took out the previous highs. Now we're flipping and pushing back down here, okay? The key level here internally is the following level, the 103.54. If we start breaking the 103.54, I think this could lead again as well into particularly continuation here for the downside for the dollar, okay? So we have to absolutely break this level and not hold here as support, finding some demand right here at the zone. in order for us to move along here. So far, we're now reaching towards, or we're heading towards this particular reaction here. But what I think could also happen is a second opinion here. Volatility is indeed absolutely crazy. Is a pullback, again, followed by a rejection right here. So one more pullback, followed by a rejection. So two levels, either pushing up, rejection to the downside, or breakthrough that key level at 103.453. Now, let's dive into the Euro USD. We have, 12 minutes left, perfect. We're gonna end up with gold here, okay? Euro USD, we are now looking very good, okay? I really like this setup in my opinion. This is what I'm personally looking for on the daily time frame and higher time frame. From there, I know perfectly I can go to the lower time frames with the highest probability setup, possible here, okay? So we have this range, we came down, we started to consolidate, we expanded, we retraced perfectly back towards the 50%, okay? So we have this swing low, we have this swing high, we have the 50% here. That 50% aligned beautifully with a nice area of demand. And now we have this particular zone right there. So let's move it a little bit to the right here. We have now this zone here pulling back right into that zone here. So now we have created already two particular lows within that range after that bounce at the 50% on the daily. So this is absolutely fantastic. Now what do we want to see next? Let's take this to the lower time frames here. Okay, starting on the 1 hour. This is usually what I like to see. Okay, we call this the lake. Okay, whenever we see a break out of the lake, we could see a rapid expansion. So let's imagine that this is your lake right here. Okay, this is your lake right here. Boom, right there. Okay, and you start breaking the high that put in the low. Okay, so this is in essence the high right here. Hope you guys can see that. The 108.133. That's the high I'm looking for. So that's the high that created the lowest point internally. So daily, bouncing off the 50, now creating internal structures. This is the high, this is the low. Now we're seemingly looking to break the high here, potentially then continuing its momentum here. So that's a key level to break. If we break that key level, the only way I'm looking for is long setups for the USD. That's it, okay? Of course, we have the news coming. So if this suddenly drops aggressively and it comes down and it breaks the levels, invalidation. But so far, so good for the Euro USD here, okay? I really do like this particular setup. I think this is a high probability of potentially looking for longs, especially if you see the closure above here, looking for the continuation to the upside here. So that means that I'm looking for particularly a breakout, pullback, and a particular long setup right here. Highest probability for long setups for the USD after that break of structure, rather than looking for shorts, in my opinion, okay? So it's all about understanding the bias. Based upon the bias, we make a decision if it's better to look for longs or for shorts. In this case, I think longs are more interesting. Then we have the dollar Canadian dollar. Super important. We have this structure right here, super key. I see this happening a lot here. This is a long build up. So let's put it to the side, okay? Very important. We have this particular high. So really nice. I actually really like this here, right? This particular high, okay? And what this high do? This high took out the previous highs before, okay? So we saw an aggressive move to the upside in a couple days. After that, we started ranging and we started breaking to the downside. So first, taking out all the liquidity at the top, reversing, taking out all the liquidity at the bottom, then start trending upwards, slowly but steadily over a course of weeks, back towards the top, okay? Now ranging, now looking at internal structure, okay? I think this is key. So this is the last high, this is the high that took out this high here. So internal structures are taken out. That means that these internal highs are now taken, okay? Now taking this to the lower time frames, all right? Let's start out with the 4 hour right here. And let's really zoom out here because there are key levels to mention, okay? If you start breaking the structure right now below and you come below the 133.831, this could turn into a massive swing trade opportunity right here for the dollar Canadian dollar back towards the downside here. So there are two levels that I'm looking at. Okay, one is of course on the weekly. This is still a little bit far away from us right now if you're a day trader, obviously. But if you're looking at a serious setup, this has all the features of potentially a major run towards the downside right now. We're really starting to look weaker. And I do think that based upon this information right here, we are really truly looking for further downside, especially if you start breaking this low right here, okay? Dollar potentially can get rejected like we said. Canadian dollar is starting to look a little bit stronger, okay? So the Canadian dollar here coming back towards that range, right there, holding, bouncing. I see more upside potential for the Canadian dollar. I think the Canadian dollar will improve in its strength, in its momentum right here. So what I'm looking for right now, to be honest, on the 1 hour chart, because we're also looking for like really nice levels that we can actually take right now, okay? And that is the following. We see the same exact setup happening on the 1 hour. So what you just saw on the weekly, you see right now on the 1 hour. This is where it gets interesting, okay? So again, if you see and look closely, we took out the highs right here. You then came down, you manipulated the lows. You then started building a trend all the way till the top. You got rejected. Now you have that major support here at 135.5. We have 8 minutes left. We're going to talk about gold in a second. 135.5. If we start breaking this level and we close below this level right here, okay, I'm looking personally for continuation towards this particular low, 134.875, okay? This is the key level, 135.488. Like I said, this is the exact same chart, but then on the 1 hour, okay? So that's why I like it so much. I do believe that this is an overall setup from the weekly to the 1 hour to the lower time frames, where if you break this zone, you could definitely go and see potentially look for particular short opportunities in the market here. So I really like it. The CPI will help us a lot here. Invalidation will be obviously a break above this particular high, okay? The 135.8, okay? Invalidation, no longer looking for short setups. Anything below that, only looking for short setups for the dollar Canadian dollar. Now, let's talk about gold. I know there are many gold traders right here, right now, okay? Well, let's first talk about the NFP here, real quick. Because I am not always right either, okay? I'm playing the probability. I've put in my risk management. I make sure my risk is always on point so I can never go broke, okay? I do my analysis just as you guys here. I had a certain idea in mind right here. So let's take it on the 1 hourly. What I wanted to see was this range right here. Very importantly, a breakout of that range right there. A manipulation, so activating sell stops, the manipulation to then go for the highs, okay? Now we see that these highs are still there. They're still not taken out. There is still a bunch of liquidity to the upside, which has not been taken out yet. So I expected a short-term bounce to the downside here, a pullback, inducing people to go short to then pull up here. What we did was, we just kept coming down, okay? And that's just part of the game. Now we're looking at the next level. That's how it goes. It's very simple. Whenever I see it happening, okay, fantastic. I'm not going to be too excited when I'm lose. I'm not going to be too excited when I win. I'm just simply looking for what is the next level which I'm looking forward to, okay? And that is a key level of 1975 here. The 1975 level is an absolute master level here. I do think it's super important to look at the higher time frame again, okay? There are two levels that are coming together right there. So number one, we have all this price action, okay? So we cannot ignore all that price action that we had before, okay? This was just a major move and a push down, but this right here is where the major price action was. So we highlight this price action right here. We are kind of looking at an uptrend right there, okay? If you simply look here, we have only created higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, particularly potentially a higher low right here. So where people are extremely bearish right now, we just have to understand that we're still looking at an upsloping trend line right here, including a range where we have seen a tremendous amount of price action right there in that range right here. So what I'm looking for is two levels. Number one, either a breakout right now, right here, and holding above this particular range. So number one, we go to the 1 hour chart. Okay, super key. What I want to see here is the following levels. So right now, I want to see price dropping one more time, pushing back to the 1979, somewhat in that range right here. And if you can hold here, if you can find some support around that level, the way you're going to do that is by just simply looking at, okay, how does the hourly candle closes? How does the next candle opens up? Then I'm interested in looking for new longs. Again, back towards the upside, okay? If we start breaking the 1975 and we close below it, I'm going to look for shorts. I'm going to look for further continuation to the downside. If that's the case, the level I'm looking at is then the 1958, okay? And the reason why is because if you zoom out here, you will come back to a major key level on the higher time frame as well here, which is going to cross, or it's going to highlight this particular low, which comes back towards that range. If you zoom out, you will see that this has a major strong confluence, the 1958 right here. So again, either a pullback towards the downside, I'm going to look for long setups right here. If we start breaking above here, okay, I'm going to see if we can start looking for a pullback followed by a continuation to the upside. That will also result in a long. If we start breaking the 1975 and we cannot close an hourly candle above that particular trend, including this low, then I'm going to look for shorts, okay? So it's pretty straightforward right here, guys. I do believe that this is, in my opinion, my best possible bet here to still look for further upside potential based on the dollar, based upon the inflation data, and also then, of course, looking at all the other setups that are preparing itself as well here. But again, invalidation is invalidation, and based upon that, I will potentially look for an opposite trade right here, okay? Key level though is 1975. Now let's look at the chat real quick here, because what? We have 3 more minutes left? Yes, sir, 3 more minutes left. Let's see how we go here. There we go. CPI, okay, tomorrow is the FOMC. Gonna be extremely important as well. I do have high expectations for today, by the way. Man, it's gonna be a big week here, okay? Whenever you're trading news, guys, you know, extremely volatile. Crazy stuff is usually happening around this time here. So again, news trading is risky right here, okay? Let me know what you think in the chat. We're ready. You guys know what I'm looking for, okay? Either upside move to the break of 1994, that's number 1. Sorry, 1997, that's number 1. Either a pullback towards this particular low, that's number 2 for longs. This is where I would long my setups as well. Or a breakthrough moment where I'm gonna short from, okay? It's literally one of these levels that I'm looking for right now in the chat here. All right. Renando says gold will go down, okay? Let me know what you guys think in the chat here. Gold up or down? Let me know. We have 1 more minute left. It's always fun to look at these type of predictions. We're gonna find out here. Gold up or down, fam? Let's see what we have here, okay? What, 1 minute left? Yes, sir, 1 minute left. Ivy says up. Marcus says down. DJ says down. Waywonder says up. The Crypto Noob says down. Yeah, this is how I'm going to trade it though. Okay, boom. CPI is out. Let's see what we have here. Right away. CPI came in. Hope it loads right away here. Let's go, let's get it. Anyways, gold. Gold's pushing up, okay? Gold is pushing up here. Key level, 1994. Super aggressive move, by the way. Super aggressive. Beautiful, okay? So far, we have seen that this channel is holding right now, right here, okay? Where people are extremely bearish, keep in mind that this level is extremely key, okay? We have this zone, we have been holding on it multiple times right now. This range also created that massive expansion that has never been retested. So this is where we are right now at the moment. We're coming back from that range, we're coming back down, and we're seemingly seem to hold here, okay? So far so good. Let's see what the results are quickly. Let's see what we have here real quick on the economic calendar here. 3.1%, okay. Came out just as expected. CPI month over month came out a little bit higher, okay? A little bit higher than as expected here. Yet the dollar is continue its journey to the downside right here, okay? That's absolutely fantastic. Now the Euro USD looks absolutely perfect. This is what I was looking for, okay? A break out of that zone. If we see a closure, then I'm only looking for continuation further to the upside here for the Euro USD. So far, I'm really liking what I'm seeing here for the Euro USD. I think you will have a master setup here, okay? Super high probability when you're coming down on the daily, bouncing off the 50, CPI data coming out positive in that regards. So therefore, looking for continuation here for the Euro USD. Australian dollar, same thing. If you're seeing this break here at 6691, so 66191, 66190, breakout, also looking for the continuation right here. Very, very good. Dollar Canadian dollar, there we go. Look at that, okay? Fantastic. That's what we want to see here. Exactly that particular move we want to see right now happening. So let's clean it up real quick. Otherwise, it's a little bit of a mess. All right, there we go. That's what we want to see, guys. Look at that, beautiful. Closure below the 135.488, and we look for that continuation to the downside, okay? This is going to be very, very solid, okay? Rejection internally, one more time. Strong rejection right here, looking nice. Breakdown, closure below this level, looking for that continuation right here. So this is actually what I want to see. This is perfect. Dollar Canadian dollar, high probability. Euro USD, high probability. Gold so far, so good. The only thing with gold is I do expect, based on what I'm currently seeing here, let's see how we close here. But I do think that we could face a little bit of a pullback here, maybe back towards the 1984. If we're going to come back down all the way to the 1975, I doubt it. But if that's the case, I'm still interested in long in gold here as well. So far, not really much happened. Okay. Yes, we saw a massive expansion here. Fantastic. Let's clean it up real quick. Just to make sure, not like that. There we go. Let's put it out real quick. There we go. There we go. Okay. Let's just clean it up. We love drawing, but not too much. Oh, that makes sense here. Okay. 50 minutes right now surpassing. I think it's important to wait for that 50-minute closure as well. What I think is highly important, as you guys can see already, is that you exactly are where we opened up this candle. Okay. So if you go to the 30-minute right here, you can see clearly that we are exactly right in the middle right now. So we just literally shoot down, we shoot up, we took out the previous highs. I think a lot of stop losses were built up above the 1996. These are now taken out here. After this closure, you're going to see the real move for gold. So if you missed this CPI trade right here, I don't think you have to worry. I think that the opportunity will come during the New York Stock Exchange open here. So I do believe that this has just do its thing right now. Let it play out. Unless you directly took a trade and closed in your profit or a loss, whatever, then it is what it is. But at this particular moment, I do believe that your opportunity for gold will still come into play during the next couple of hours, okay? This is usually, or this will usually lead into further accumulation or further consolidation before a next move right here. Okay, guys, let me know in the chat here what happened here. Did you guys took some trades overall? One more time here, I do think that you have a tremendous amount of possibilities for the next coming days. I think the Euro USD, absolutely amazing. Dollar Canadian dollar as well. But again, just to confirm, it's always about the closures. If there are no closures in the market, then there is no trade set up here on that matter. So the closure below this particular level, the closure above the 108.133, and so on and so on. I think this will help us out tremendously right here. Okay. Overall, tomorrow is the FOMC meeting. I do believe that during the London session, we're going to see a lot of manipulation. I don't think we're going to see major market moves. To be honest, I think it's going to be mainly a lot of boring markets consolidating like always, waiting for the interest rate decision to come out at 2 p.m. EST. Do take in consideration that the forecast is that they're not going to increase interest rates. So if they're not going to increase interest rates, I do not expect the dollar potentially to react strong unless they still decide to do it, okay? But I highly doubt it, to be honest. I highly doubt that they will increase this interest rate. I think 5.5% is exactly what they want. They want to bring the inflation down. The inflation data came out as expected. So in my opinion, there is not really a reason for them to right now thinking about increasing these type of interest rates right here. So far, okay, the dollar is reacting from it, but I'm not impressed yet, okay? Wait for that closure here. Wait for the New York Stock Exchange to open up. And I think from there, you will have a lot of information coming here. So we're going to wait it out, fam. We're going to wait it out, okay? Now, before we continue here, I quickly want to highlight as well that we've created a new channel, okay? We call this channel The Limitless Crypto. And the reason why we created a new channel is that if you're no longer interested in crypto, regardless, there is no need for you to be here, okay? But if you're interested, then click on the link here in the chat right now, subscribe and join me, because in around 1 hour from now, I will be here live talking about a full breakdown of what I expect in the markets. The opportunities are truly remarkable right now. The opportunities are absolutely crazy. Left and right, things are blowing up here in crypto. So there's no way that we as a community cannot give you that option and that opportunity to benefit from it. Okay? So make sure you're there if you're interested. And for now, guys, let's be patient here for gold here. The V3 is also killing it regardless. So I think we are already fully packed here. We have Erica live streaming, Mine Warriors, Alfredo. Erica, I'm super proud of you, by the way. You're doing absolutely great setup of today as well here. Very, very good stuff. So keep it up right here, guys. So beautiful. If you're not in the V3 Limitless yet, we have reopened. This is your opportunity to join us right now. Join our Discord, get into the V3, join our private live streams, watch our analysis, our courses, and so on and so on. And without further ado, guys, I'm going to see you in the next stream. Tomorrow I'll be back with the setup. And in 2 days, we'll be live trading again back on YouTube. Okay? See you there. Thank you so much. Looking forward to host you in the next stream. Bye-bye.